Okay, we are live. Welcome everyone to this live coding session. We're actually super exciting. I know this is happening on Friday, but this is actually super excited. We launched a bunch of things, and I think like after our community call, we said, okay, we need to kind of have our hands on, kind of like dirty, and actually like build something live and coding with everyone listening. So without further ado, let's start with a quick round of intro. Gui, you wanna start first?
Yeah, sure. So I am leading education initiatives at the Solana Foundation. I'm also a full stack builder, so I've been coding for nearly a decade now. And yeah, so I'm going to be here to show you the Solana side of things and ask questions and per program.
Excited to have you here.
Likewise.
Awesome. Awesome. And I'm Yash. You might have listened to the previous stream. I was there as well. So I'm uh, a developer alongside Francesco at MetaMask, and I handle the embedded wallets, which was formerly called Web3 Auth. So doing all sorts of stuff, embedded wallets from all different tech stack, from web to mobile, every single thing. So that basically is me, and excited for the different things we are going to do today.
Nice. Yeah, we have also a lot of to cover, and I really like this kind of like format because those are kind of like build something, break it in front of everyone, and the cool thing is that we are all here to learn from everyone and not just teaching. And I think also having this session focus also on the kind of like MetaMask Dev Cook-Off in partnership with Solana Foundation and SNS is also bring a lot of the table because we want to bring every developer, every ecosystem you welcome in different stacks. So without further ado, let's start a bit like so what we will actually like speak today. So we want to give some color what actually are embedded wallets. So we have also like Yash kind of like overviewing a bit what is the stack, why we're doing it. And then we will try to use actually like embedded wallets. We're building something quick and dirty. We will love also like if you guys have comments, always like comments, ask question. We're bringing them up on stage, and we're trying to make this as interactive as possible. We have less than 1 hour, so we're also like trying to kind of like push some gas here. And then like third section, third part is actually like we're speaking about a bit what is actually Solana Pay, and you will see in our MetaMask Dev Cook-Off this month. We launched it actually this week. Already a bunch of people kind of like started registering and participating. You will see different tracks. We're going a bit like after this clearing up, and Solana Pay is also part of those. And then we will also like make a quick integration around the Solana Pay with embedded wallet. And so big shout out also again to you guys that even like yesterday and 2 days ago, you were trying things hard, trying to coordinate and trying to make always better like a DevX kind of experience. Okay,
Hope the demo
so
gods are with us though. Like
demo
every
goes,
single time it
yes.
happens, something or the other might be here and there, but let's see what happens. At the same time, the hackathon is going crazy, to be honest. Like at this moment, it's like it's been just a week, and we already have 4 projects submitted, and multiple people have registered, and things like that are already happening. So I'm very excited about different outcomes what we'll see from the hackathon as well.
Same. And I think when you guys kind of like put this together, you try to also stay very open in terms of tracks. So I think giving opportunity to every developers building specific tracks, I think was very exciting. Was a good part. Okay, so just to give like an idea, if you're tuning in, are you a builder, a developer, like you're a UX designer, you're just hearing this live stream, feel free also to jump in the comment where you're streaming from. We love to see a different flags all the time. I think in the community call, we saw a bunch of people from Latam, from Nigeria, from Thailand. It was really actually like cool to see a bunch of people tuning in.
And
So
two comments I
welcome
see
again.
are from India, I guess. Tell
Oh
me
yeah.
if I'm correct or not. It'll be awesome to have you all here.
Oh yes. We see Sumit in the house. Bunch of familiar faces here. So let's give kind of like a quick color for why also we're doing this kind of live coding session. So we launched this week, as we mentioned before, this MetaMask embedded wallet, Dev Cook-Off. So it's basically a 1 month long virtual hackathon that is happening basically like every month. And the goal is to build something new, to extend the functionality. Every developer, every type of developer is welcome to join. And the cool thing is that this month is not just only about embedded wallet, but it's also about Solana. So I think like having here Solana Foundation hosting this with us in cooperation with SNS around identity is super useful because we always speak about Rust specific environment. We're going also like around EVM, but I think like we kind of like need to speak the same language, and DevX is universal. And I think we're always speaking about this. DevX is actually universal, and we can't move away from a good developer experience. And this is independent to the ecosystem we're building, is independent to the onboarding tooling, and yeah. So let's do it. I don't know, Yash, if you want to give some color also on the tracks before we are getting started here. I mean, apart
Right.
the big pooling here, but go for it, go for it.
Right, definitely. So the main theme of the track is like we are trying to keep every possible combination available. So you want to build something cross-chain, you want to add AI to your application, you want to build a general application or RWAs or DeFi, whatever you want to build. You can just think about certain scenarios where your application is like fitting in, and you can just directly come in. So all of these main top five tracks are like distributed. You can apply for multiple tracks as well. Whatever is like the most like closely related to the track, we'll consider that track for the price of your application. And alongside that, we have multiple added prizes. For example, this one is focused on Solana Pay, this live stream, and this will be an additional $2,000 for you. Similarly, SNS additional 2,000, and Blockchain for Good is also giving us $1,000 extra. And the one most interesting part is the best presence in social media, how good you are in promoting your project. And we are additionally giving like up to 500 or $1,000. I'm not particularly sure, I forgot the number, but yeah. So basically, the idea is have a great UX, use the embedded wallet SDK, tell us your experiences, how you did it, and what you want to do, and how you want to move your project further. We'll make sure to support you as much as we can.
Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, could not be pitched better, right? Around the verticals. Okay, let's do it. So let's get some kind of like colors around the embedded wallets. I don't know, Yash, if you want to screen share or you want me to drop this out. I'm fine both ways.
Actually, let me screen share right now. So
Let's do
I'll,
it.
I'll just take you through what exactly is embedded wallets. Okay, so like you might be already aware about MetaMask if you're here for sure. So what you do in MetaMask is you have a browser extension or a mobile like application, and inside of that you are using like a wallet, right? Everything is within that application. But when you are like visiting any random site, right? For example, I'm going to maybe what can I think about? Maybe Uniswap, for example, right? So Uniswap, app.uniswap.org. So right now I have the choice to connect to an external wallet. But within the Uniswap application, I do not have a wallet, right? So which means if somebody is non-native to the particular like ecosystem or how to actually utilize and open up an application, they will be kind of lost. Interesting that Uniswap is not opening up. Wow, this is the
Yeah,
first time I'm seeing error on a Uniswap application. This is literally
this looks.
app.uniswap.org, nothing else. So
Let me
let's,
check here.
that's very interesting. I'll just go to uniswap.org. Okay, Uniswap is facing some issues right now, so let's not go over there. Cool. So that's very interesting for a live coding session, but whatever. So basically, for any application, you have to connect an external wallet. So let me just open up a Web3 or demo and show you what I mean from that, right? So when I connecting here, I can maybe connect directly via MetaMask, right? I can just select my particular chain and it will just prompt me to open up the MetaMask wallet. You cannot see it right now because I'm just sharing my particular screen. So here I had a pop-up from my extension, which is a very common feature. But for a new person, anything like a social login is more commonly used, right? Go to any website, you or any application, you log in via maybe Google, Apple, whatever. And that is the experience embedded wallets help you to build. So the same experience of a Web2 application directly within your like app or dApp for that matter. And how is it possible? So what we are doing is we are using something called Shamir's secret sharing, which is like a very common MPC algorithm. There are multiple others as well. We also have like threshold signature schemes and other things like that. But the main aim is that we are getting a wallet within the application. But you will say this wallet might be custodial because Coinbase helps me do the same thing, right? Within the application, I log in via Google and it's done. But not. Why I'm like stressing on the non-custodial part with Shamir secret sharing is not a single person is hosting your key. It's distributed amongst a whole network of nodes, and on the browser itself at that moment, your key is reconstructed, and you can see this address. So I just logged in via Google, and I can already have my wallet address. I can have my wallet UI, do all sorts of stuff, whatever I want to do, and it will just connect to any particular chain, whatever I require to connect it to, right? So as simple as that, and you can have a look at multiple of our live integrations what are already there, and you can build something very similar. So the major aim behind embedded wallets is to fix the UX of Web3 the same way it's available for everybody. It should be extremely easy to use for maybe your grandma as well. So that's the idea.
Grandma UX. I like the name.
Yeah. Perfect. So that was about what is embedded wallets. We can move on to the next section because I have the slides in my mind, basically about the integration of embedded wallets. That's the next section. And what we'll talk about over here is how to use it, right? So basically, to use it, you can just directly go to the Web3 or documentation, which I've shared over here. And if you can go, you can directly go to the quick start. This is a basic template application, which is telling you what exactly is being configured and where, and this will help you quick start with your things. For particularly this hackathon, I would recommend you to go to the Solana hooks, which we have developed for like Web3 auth. So if you are a React developer or if you are a Vue developer as well, you can directly go to the Solana composable. So we have like direct services for that, and all the major functions that you can think about, you can directly use these hooks and composables for it. And for JavaScript as well, you have the same option. And for mobile, you can just select the mobile and you'll have multiple applications, multiple examples already available for Solana. So how to use Solana blockchain with like Web3 or Android SDK and things like that. So what we are going to do today is we are going to demonstrate to you the basic React application and how to build it and like integrate Solana Pay inside of it as well. But while switching to that, what is Solana Pay? Guy, I guess you are the best person to talk about it.
Yeah, sure. So, all right, let me share my screen. We'll go into the documentation. So Solana Pay, just to give a little bit of an overview, is that one of the things that we want to do to make blockchain usable in the real world is often, like we are used to tap to pay with our bank cards. The MetaMask card is a great example of that. However, sometimes you might want to, not have to use this web through ramps to do directly your payments. So Solana Pay, what we've set out to do is to create a protocol which allows you to basically create directly in your application a QR code to generate a transaction request or a transfer request. So Solana Pay just, there is sometimes a bit of confusion because there is also a company called Helio, which does a Solana Pay product. But I'm going to be referring now about the protocol where basically you generate a QR code. And most of the Solana wallets actually support this protocol. So essentially, normally what happened, for example, and we'll build this right after today, imagine you are running an e-commerce store and you want to say, okay, this coffee is going to cost you $2, or maybe more, $5 is more accurate in 2025. So you can set out to create, let me just scroll over. You can set out essentially to create this QR code here, to attach it into your application. And anybody who has one of the participating Solana wallets can go ahead and scan it. And this will generate the transaction request with the right amount directly in their wallet. This is a bit different than just, like showing your QR code to receive something on your wallet, because it goes further. You can add labels. You can request stable coins. Because, for example, if you're doing e-commerce, you might not want to deal with the Solana token directly because it fluctuates. you might want, instead of using, you might prefer to use USDC, for example, which is pegged to the US dollar and can make you do your accounting back to your US business a bit easier. And you can even go further. You can do full transactions. For example, if you would like somebody to do a transaction to stake and you want to do it directly on the website, and you don't want necessarily them to connect their wallet and all of that, you can generate these kind of transactions more. It's a bit more advanced. So what I think is the best use case is really to have these transfer requests, which are send me 10 USDC or send me zero point 0.01 Solana tokens. And this is what we're going to try and do today. And generally, one of the reasons I really like this protocol is that once you get through the docs, you read it the first time, you can really just pretty much create the QR code in maybe a few dependencies in around maybe 15, 20 lines of code. So it's pretty easy to get started. I think it pairs really well with social login because it starts to make a product. If you have a store owner who wants to log in with, they're maybe not native to crypto, they want to log in with social, they want to accept payments, then they can easily, have your application, they log in with their Google, they accept payments with Solana Pay. So you start to have this real life scenario. So I'm pretty excited about the Duo, honestly. Now, yeah, that's pretty much it for the docs. We'll be sending out those links also in the stream after we. Well, I think I'll just post it now.
Makes sense. So I have a
We have
question over here in the chat. Can we use it in testnet at the moment?
Yes.
Perfect. And the application we are going to build
nice.
today is also going to be on DevNet. So definitely that will be the case. But I'm just trying to understand Solana Pay a bit better, right? So I have my application just built up. It's like just using any wallet, for example, right? And I have this QR code. And so I can just request the 10 USDC directly from this QR code. Anybody can scan it using a wallet and pay me right over there. Correct?
Yeah, correct. So you would go on your phone, you'd open your QR or your camera app, you'd scan it, and for example, you'd have the amount. Then it would create the transaction for you. You'd have to approve it, obviously, as the paying user, and you'd have
Right.
a few other features. So you'd have a message, for example, where you can say, okay, you're buying a coffee of order 123, and you can even make memos on chain. So if you want to do your accounting also on chain, you can even add this memo, which will be attached to the transaction as it gets submitted.
Makes sense. So what else? Like this was a transaction example. Like you were talking about multiple other things. Let's like for this particular one, we'll just test out the basic one and let people explore more the advanced ones. But can you think about a more advanced use case?
Yes. So obviously, just a transfer, is just sending money, but you could also create like a full transaction. So you could really serialize more complex Solana transactions. So if your transaction involves, for example, a DeFi protocol, if you'd like some people to perform the swap live, so that maybe you want to accept multiple payments, that's something you could do as well. You could serialize the full request so that it happens, and you wouldn't have for example, you might want to accept Solana tokens and USDC, but maybe your users prefer holding Solana tokens, others prefer using USDC. So you'd be able to, at this point, serialize a more complex transaction, which would perform the swap and then send it back to a vault, maybe where you manage, your finances for your e-commerce store. So this is just an example, but essentially you can create transaction requests and simple transfer of value. So it doesn't have to be. You can do both essentially.
Makes sense.
Very actually cool. I'm thinking, Yash, for the tracks that you explained before, like I mean, for Solana Pay especially, like I was thinking also like AI powered payments to leverage like Solana Pay. I don't know, Gui, if you have other kind of like example use case preferred, right? The other one is programmable commerce and DeFi, right? I think those are also cooler use case.
Yeah.
Actually, I can think about the proper AI use case over here. Like, for example, you just log in via social logins and you will have a temporary wallet attached to your AI agent because you do not want to give the whole money to an AI agent upfront while it is being like trying to do something over there, like maybe trade some random coins to you, right? And you can just have Solana Pay, open up a QR code and tell it to fund this much amount, and it will ask, and you can approve it from your other wallet, and it is in your temporary wallet, still not custodial to you, So you have the full control, and AI agent can just make all the requests. So I can think about that kind of a scenario. Sorry to cut
That's a
you
fun
off.
use case.
Sounds
No, it is a
Yeah.
fun use case. I never thought about it this way, but honestly, this is something where you can say, try my AI for $20 instead of, burning your full
Mhm.
wallet and losing control. That's a nice use case. I'm excited to see
And
if
you
people are
still
going to do
have
it.
those $20 for that matter. Like that wallet is yours. Like that wallet is not somebody others who can just hijack it. So that's one of the best ones.
Yep. Yeah. Do we have,
Perfect.
I
I like
think,
this
did we
brainstorming.
answer all the questions? I think,
Yes.
perfect.
Solana Pay, Solana Pay work with Web3 auth. I think we've kind of responded already.
Hmm.
Can we test testnet? Yes, we are actually like now building something on testnet. Um, I don't know. Before we start, I think was a question more at the end, Gui, but any other resources that you feel kind of like developers and builder both in Solana and EVM will need to know in order to onboard around the Solana docs?
Um,
We shared those with the docs.
I
So
think
like
if you,
mostly I'll go
yeah,
towards the
go ahead.
WebCure dashboard. That is where Guy also like faced a small thing over there yesterday, I remember. So like if we go through that and tell you how to use it, it might be a much better way along the side. Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Awesome, perfect. So let me actually share my screen once again. This time I'll share my whole screen because last time I was just sharing a part of it and I realized the URL isn't visible. Okay, so cool. Let me just start. So what we'll do over here is that we'll start with the basic templated application, right? So I'm using React for my usage. I'll just go to the Web3 docs homepage so that people are aware what exactly I'm doing. So I'll go to the Web3 React SDK, and from the examples, I'll try out the Solana examples, right? So I have the Solana hooks. I'll read the documentation, but I know exactly what to do right now, and I'll go to the source code of it, right? And this is where it is. It's sitting inside of this repository. I can just maybe use npx dkit or something to directly copy it, but I have this whole application right now cloned over here within my repository. Let me create a new branch. Okay, so like live stream, let's create that new branch. Okay, and I'll open it up in my cursor. So I am a vibe coder for sure, but today I cannot vibe code a lot because we have to show people how to do a lot of things. So let's see. Let's try doing something interesting. So this application is basically a quick starter. So if you want to run this right now, you can just directly run it and use it as well. So I have this over here. I'll use a new terminal. Let me close my older terminal. Okay. And I have an alias set for npm install. So I just write ni. So this is basically npm install. And once that is done, I can just start over with my npm start, and this will just run a quick application for me right now. I can go ahead and log in, and I'll use my consensus email ID. Let's see that. Okay, so I'm logging in right now. Let's hope demo works directly without me any interrupting something. Okay, so I have a few errors because I know what exactly is going wrong. I have to configure my dashboard, but it is working right now, right? And this is working because of this particular client ID, what I have provided inside of this application. So let me just quickly walk through the application so that you are aware what exactly it is doing. And a good way to walk through the application is to go through the quick start, what we have, and it will be just spinning up the same application right now. This quick start is Ethereum focus. We'll have the Solana quick start very soon live as well. This application is live. Only the content has to be live very soon. So that we are working towards that. And somebody wants a repository link, so maybe our team can
Yes.
share that. Basically, this particular link I'm dropping in the chat once again so that you are aware. Okay, so what am I doing over here particularly, right? So if I'm starting off with this application, I am basically let's go towards the main.tsx. It has a context of Web3 auth. We are using some Web3 auth provider that we have built, basically the hooks of it, and I'm just wrapping my application inside of that. So how does that work? So a basic configuration, what I'm doing is I'm just getting my client ID from the dashboard and I'm just providing the particular network it is on and just exporting the config. Nothing fancy I'm doing over here. I can just directly go to the Web3 or dashboard and grab something new over here. I'll create a new application for this one. So let me actually create a temporary email, mail.tm, so that I can be very sure that this is totally new. Let me just refresh this. So this is totally new for a new person also coming in. Why is my internet sucking so bad? Is it the VPN? Maybe it is the VPN.
I can hear you well.
Oh no, it should have it should have changed the email. I'm just waiting for that. Okay, it will not change the email right now. But it's fine. I guess this email will work. This is a new email. Okay. Email verification is here. I got an email right here. Send 0520. Perfect. This is correct. Definitely an internet issue because this never takes so long. So let's see what is happening.
It's because of the live stream. Demo gods are also like making your Wi-Fi
Uh,
slower.
I assumed when Uniswap was failing, I was like, okay, this is not the perfect day for it. I cannot like think about the scale of that application being not live right now. So I was like, let's see. Okay, maybe I'll change my VPN. Maybe that helps a bit to an extent because this should have worked till now. Yeah, or I'll just log in via Google in that case. I have the application already there. Maybe mail.tm or some servers might not be working well. So this is also a new email for me. I've never logged in into the dashboard using this, so this will be a new one. Okay, so this is definitely a new email for me. So I just need to give my personal information, some basic stuff, just adding my name, organization name. Uh, okay. I guess this is good enough. Oh, consent is already taken. Live stream. Let's do that. Okay, perfect. So it tells me to create a new project. Okay, automatically. I can just if this is not there, I can just go to the projects and I can create a new project from here as well. Okay, so I'll create a live coding session one, and I can choose my product. It's called Web3 or plug and play. So MetaMask embedded wallets is Web3 or plug and play, and I can choose a web application and
Oh,
environment.
yeah.
I'll choose .NET for now.
Quick question.
Yes.
For me, as the first time coming, plug and play makes sense, but can you explain a bit the other two products just so that people, know a bit the options they have?
I've already asked the team to maybe remove this because earlier we had multiple different options of what we used to do. At this point, plug and play and this single factor of auth, these two SDKs are quite merged, at least for the web. We are doing it for the mobile as well. Android is already out. And basically, the reason here is that different kind of UX. With plug and play, you get
Mhm,
configured logins from Web3 outside. For single
mhm.
factor auth and MPC coded, you can provide your own custom links. And using that, we are able to reconstruct the key within your application. When you generally do plug and play, it goes to another link or an iframe where your key is reconstructed so that you're
Mhm.
not like getting the somebody else's key as well because multiple
Okay, like no
applications can
collision,
have the
right?
same Google login.
Okay, okay. So for the hackathon, would you say plug and play is like the best way to get started for people?
Yes, so we have also mentioned everywhere that you're using plug and play SDK. So if
Mhm.
you go to the hackathon page as well, if I just show you over here, we are clearly seeing that you have to use the Web3 auth plug and play mobile SDKs and web SDKs. So you have to focus on plug and play.
Perfect.
Although if you not do not selected the product over here, it's just a questionnaire for us to help you out. It won't affect your integration. So just so everybody knows about this, right? The major thing that will change your integration though is this DevNet or mainnet. I would recommend everybody to start on DevNet because this is the environment you can try everything out. For a production application, when you're going and you want a lot of scalability, that is when you go for mainnet. The keys change between DevNet and mainnet. So by going to production, mainnet is preferred. So yeah,
And the
let
last
me create
question,
it
can you
and
upgrade to
paste it.
mainnet after a project, or you should create like a second project for mainnet?
So you have to create a second project for mainnet. Basically, we have done this to ensure that you are checking all the different
Mm.
settings what you have already done. If you just copy paste the whole thing, if some error is already there, you will be just replicating that error once again. So mainnet cannot work on localhost
Mhm.
for security reasons, and that's why DevNet is preferred for all kinds of local host stuff. And then you just use those configuration to set up your mainnet.
Thank you.
So perfect. Thanks for your questions because that was like very important. I just can miss these things because I'm so habitual of doing all of the different configurations over there. So we have the client ID right over here. I'll copy the client ID and I'll paste it to this sample application. And the next thing very important I need to do is before moving forward, I need to make sure my chains are selected, right? Right now it's on Ethereum by default, right? But I'm working on Solana. So I'll disable all of that and I'll open up Solana. I'll have to check my RPC URL as well because all of the things will go using the RPC URL. For now, I'm just keeping the main Solana one, and I have to enable Solana DevNet and testnet because for me, I'll be testing on Solana DevNet mostly. So these are all also the standard RPC URLs. If you face any issues, you can just change these RPC URLs and it will work totally fine. So that were the initial things I needed to configure. Rest, I can configure my modal and how the styling and things like that work. Maybe I'll change it to be dark mode. Let's do that, right? That will be interesting. And rest everything I can just save and publish. Let's do that. So any questions, anything in the chat? Any questions, Francesco, Guy, till now? Guy, you asked very good questions till now, so that was really helpful. Any questions on this configuration and setup?
I think it's quite straightforward. There was some kind
Mhm.
of like also 7702 part that we added, but I think
Mhm.
that's less relevant on the smart account side. That maybe for people
Yeah,
that are interested in actually deploying smart accounts.
I might
right.
I might just propose just normally the public RPCs that you are
Mhm.
using by default are great for developing. But I would say if you're building any app with sizable usage, you should go on solana.com/RPCs and see the different RPCs available because the limits that you will face in the public RPCs, you know, like if you get any sizable, just singular, yeah. Uh, Wait, did I put the link in the chat?
Yeah, I can see the link in the chat as well.
Oh, it's not working if you go directly. Curious. Uh, Wait, the link is
Definitely the
working.
internet issue.
Well, maybe if we could just post that and maybe let us know if it's working for you.
It
But
is
just
working
essentially,
for me. I can
okay.
quickly share.
Okay, I'll change my basically VPN. It should be fine in that case.
But I just essentially wanted to share with the viewers that there's a lot of great RPC services on top of that that people have built that should be available if your app has any sizable usage. For
Mhm.
production, you should be going to one of the one of the RPCs listed out in this page, which is in need of a redesign. So I think we'll have a look at this in the next few weeks. But yeah,
Nice.
here you can see a bunch of services. I hope one day we can add Infura into that list in the future.
Definitely looking
Nice.
forward to that.
So right
But
now
yeah,
it's
Awesome.
just wanted
displaying
to
the
share
dashboard.
this back a bit.
Yeah.
As people, like for hackathon, public ones are all good, But if you go to
Mhm.
prod, consider one of these.
I
Nice.
totally recommend the same thing. Like when you're going, I mostly preferred Quick Node and stuff like that for like RPCs when I was developing as well. So you can prefer any one of them. For DevNet and TestNet, mostly these work totally fine for me till now.
Josh, question the dashboard. Standard RPC is what? Like, I think you had an RPC also, like a section there.
Yes, the dashboard standard are the public ones right now. So if you go over here in chains and network, you can actually see it's the standard mainnet
Okay.
beta or over here the
Okay.
API.devnet.
So I
So
could actually go with the
basic.
other RPC URL that was
Nice.
provided by
And
you.
this will get pulled by the context, right, in the React application. So like by your project ID, it knows your config. Oh, that's really
Exactly.
good DevX. Nice.
So you can just go over here from anywhere and just copy paste the RPC URL. That's it. And if you want to use WSS, that is also possible. But I personally prefer HTTPS. So yeah, cool, awesome. So I guess we have a starting point for this application, and this application should run fine. Earlier, you did see that the like, is it giving me the balance or anything? Okay, so I have changed my network, and that's why this you won't see the address, but address will change as soon as I change things. So right now, I remember it was like F something address over there, and right now this address is 3PVP something, right? So this is different. And I'm getting an error right now that I'm not able to fetch the balance of this account because this is a very new account and we do not have any balance over here. So let me go to the Solana faucet. Uh, Definitely Solana price is the first thing I'll search, right? And I'll just select some amount over here. Let's select 5 for this one and I'll confirm an airdrop and I'll get an airdrop right now for this one. And this is in DevNet. Let me check my application is in DevNet. No, this is on mainnet. I need to change to DevNet for now. Right. Uh, okay. I am restarting this. Okay, it's already connected and it's on DevNet now. Perfect. And I should have gotten 5 sol. So perfect. Everything is working fine. I have this application ready. I can sign a message. Hello, and I can send a transaction as well. So maybe if somebody can drop their wallet address, I can send them one sol over here in DevNet as well. That will be interesting. Let's see who does that first. Or we'll use one of ours as well. That can be a interesting thing as well. I have MetaMask wallet. I can just directly transfer something over there as well. So there are a lot to showcase. But in the meantime, we can just move forward with the code, what exactly is happening and how is it happening. So in my application, what I'm doing is I am basically using the hooks from Web3 Auth. So what they are doing is after this context is set up, I have the whole hooks, what I mentioned in my documentation available. So if I want to use maybe connection, so I can use the connect hook. If I want to disconnect, I can use a disconnect hook and things like that. Basically, how a standard React hooks library works, it's very similar to that. And if I want to do any particular advanced configuration, I'll just completely do it within the context file as well. So in this application, I'm getting connected and all sorts of connect events directly using the use Web3 auth connect hook. Similarly, for logout, I'm getting this. And the user info. What I mean by the user info over here is these basic info about who the user is, which email ID they use for logged in, which particular connection ID is this one. So I have all the connection information right here within this one, right? So it's basically your extension as a developer to do new stuff. Cool. And here I'm having multiple sub components that I've built for getting the balance, signing a message, or sending a transaction, which you were able to see these as separate small components. So if I go through the balance component, for example, I'm just taking the Solana Web3.js library for getting the public key information and using the Solana wallet, what is directly provided by Web3 Auth, and going towards fetching the balance. So just a standard code where I'm getting the public key and using the connection, I'm getting the balance using the get balance function. I'm getting it for the public key, what I have for this account. And I'll just convert this into the public key, and that is why I need this particular function. And this balance can be shown directly over here, just making sure that balance is in Sol. So very simple code, directly going over the React basic stuff. Nothing totally advanced you need to do is just call the particular hook and it should work fine. Any questions so far?
Quite straightforward.
Awesome, perfect. So before I move forward with the other side of things, Guy, would you like to tell us about how to use Solana Pay and like what are the code snippets will I need before we start implementing those things?
Yeah, sure. So you have a few libraries you'll need. So you will need, you already Solana Web3.js. So you already have this in the starter kit. Another one you will need is BigNumber.js. Probably familiar with people who've worked with Ethers and a bit the older Ethereum stack. This is an OG library from back when. And you'll need the at Solana Pay library. So essentially, this is the three libraries you'll need. The steps are pretty simple. Essentially, we'll be creating, we'll be maybe, obviously, we'll have to import them. So we'll do that right after. But after you've imported, if you can scroll down just a little bit. Honestly, the connection is
We
not
already have that.
exactly. And this is a step that you can even create the code without a connection. So like, the QR code itself is like a one function you have to call. So it's really a pretty easy implementation. And if we scroll down to creating the payment request link, you have two options. So if you want to do a stablecoin, which we call the SPL tokens, you would have to know the address of your token. But for this demo, I think we'll just send basic Solana tokens. And what you'll have to figure out is where you want to send the money. So, right, we're creating this QR code. So the recipient, you'll have to know the public key of the recipient. You'll have to know the amount you want to send. And the other important part is going to be the reference. So the reference is going to be a unique identifier for the payment. And the other ones, the other three data points are the label, the message, and the memo. These are optional. So they're mainly, focused on how you want to create your experience. So for example, if you're building an invoice, you might want to show the invoice number, or you maybe want to show thank you for, if you're building like a donation app, maybe you want to say a thank you message in there. And the last one is the memo that we've discussed, I think, a little bit before. The memo will be on-chain. So this is kind of the same idea, but the memo will be something public. Maybe you want to use it for your accounting, or maybe you want to say a thank you message there as well. But just bear in mind that this will be shown like to the full public chain.
Makes
So
sense.
once you have
Yeah.
those, you just call
If I have a
them.
few questions over here,
Mhm.
like all of these things, this makes sense. This can be the particular recipient. This will be the amount to be transferred. What do you mean by a reference particularly?
So the reference here, we're using the helper to create a new public key. Essentially, the reference needs to be a unique identifier. So could be a UUID. I'm not sure if we need it to be in the format of a public key. I should double check that in the docs of the specs. We just show here using the public key because it's a quick way to generate something random. But actually, I'll ask the question if it needs to be an actual, like following the same cryptographic format or not. But it's really just because we need this transaction to be unique and identifiable. So this is why we need that reference.
Makes sense. So this unique identifier can be any random BN in that case, particularly. But this particular unique identifier, is it going on chain somewhere, or is it like an internal reference?
That's a great question, actually, and one I don't know the answer to. Let me check in the API specs. Ta-da-ta-da.
Okay.
Okay. Well, this transaction referring a public key. I'm honestly quite not sure. I'll have to ask the question and get back to you on this. Let me
Okay.
actually, as we start building, I'll be asking the question in our Slack, and I'll paste the answer in the chat after.
Makes sense. Or maybe just maybe a hash of it can be given on chain. That is also quite common as I see for most of these things. So that is perfect. So I get a basic URL for this using this. So how is the URL like basically formatted? Can you tell us about that?
The URL will contain enough information so that the wallet, can construct the transaction. So essentially, the supporting wallets will be able to, obviously, you have to encode it in a QR code. But this URL will contain enough information so that your wallet will be able to reconstruct it. So it will know, which token you're sending, which amount, the title, and the message. So this is all part of the open source specs. So any wallet could go ahead and implement this. So yeah, this URL will contain all these details.
Awesome. Perfect. We can move forward according to your idea.
Yeah. And yeah, the last part, once you have the URL, the last thing, let's scroll over the SPL token, which is just if you'd want to do USDC, for example. Just know you would have to add just the address of the specific token that you want to send. That's the only difference between this code snippet here and just sending the regular Solana one. And if we scroll down just a little bit, lastly, all we have to do is kind of create the QR code. And once you have your QR code, you will have to attach it into the interface, the user interface with your framework. In our hand, for React, can use a ref to attach it to the DOM. Not sure how it would go for Vue, but just generally, it's just a matter of showing that QR code.
Awesome. Makes sense. Perfect. So basically, what we have done over here is that we have just taken some particular recipient and some particular amount, and using some reference to it, we are creating a link and a QR code for it, and somebody can just scan and pay.
Yeah, correct. So then you would scan, and you would have
Mhm.
a confirm transaction pop up on your mobile wallet, and you'd be
Okay.
able, to just review the details. And if this makes sense to you, you approve it. In under 400 millisecond, this would show into the embedded wallet of the person who created the QR code.
Sounds awesome. Perfect. So in the meantime, while we are trying to integrate this, Guy, can you give me your like address and I can just send you over some amount to showcase that send transaction is working fine, right? So
Yep.
people can move forward with the integration.
Yes. Let me go ahead and grab that. I'll paste it in the chat for the group. I'm not sure if I can paste it into the public chats.
So over here, I'll just send a transaction. I'm sending a version transaction, and I'll send one sol, and it's confirming. And here I have the transaction hash. If I fetch the balance now, I can check this on Solana DevNet uh, Explorer. Uh, right. And
Are you on DevNet or testnet?
this was DevNet, and
DevNet.
it's
Okay.
already success.
I'm just making sure I can have DevNet in my phone wallet, just because I normally use my extension for development. So let me see if I'm
Okay.
able to actually make that happen.
So I can already see my balance has been reduced slightly, and I can see that the transaction is processed. So you should have gotten it.
Yeah, I have one soul actually. Yes, that worked.
Ah, awesome. Perfect. Good. So moving forward, let's move forward with the basic integration of it. So we'll create a new module over here. So let me just copy paste get balance so that I do not have to write the template code from scratch. And I'll maybe name this Solana Pay,
Hmm.
right? It's not play, although I'm playing right now, but it's fine. Perfect. So for this, what should I need next? I already have the Solana wallet, which is basically my account and connection. Do I need a connection? I guess you had this step for just testing that connection. I might not need the connection for this URL, right?
No, if you just to create the URL and the QR code, you do not need an active connection.
Perfect. So I do not need a connection. I do not need balance. Loading will be good. Error will be good. I can just showcase some error and loading over here. Apart from that, I need to first install my libraries, right? So I haven't installed Solana Pay right now. So let me just copy paste this and install it. correct? Anything else I need to do?
Correct. Does the template include Big.js by default in the get started templates?
I think it might, let me check. I don't remember particularly. I don't have it right here, but I guess it's a sub dependency of somebody, so it should be working fine either way, right?
Perfect.
So we already
Mhm.
have big number, we have Solana Pay, we already have Web3.js, so we have everything over here.
Perfect.
So what next? What should I do next?
Next, these, yes, let's import everything, even though we might
Mhm.
not use all of it. I love your
Right. So we
extension that tells the gzipped size of the packages. That's nice.
Yeah, that was very interesting and needed a lot of times because I used to just bloat up the application so much that I needed to check what exactly is happening and where.
All right, so now that we have this, we're essentially ready to start creating our QR code. Um,
Perfect.
so I guess, do you want to hard code something, or do you want to, obviously sometimes you might put this in a point of sale application, but maybe just
Mhm.
for this example, we could hard code creating like a specific QR.
Okay, sure. Let's do that. So maybe I'll just have a function called QR code, right?
Yep.
And I'll have an arrow function because I want it to be not binding particularly. I have a few code snippets already. So like basic stuff is already being done. So I do not need a connection because I already have a connection. These things are being covered directly. I will
Mhm.
need accounts at 0. So that is the only thing I will need over here. So it's possibly null. Okay.
And this will be the account of the person who connected with socials, right? So like you're creating a QR asking people to pay you, right? In that case?
Exactly.
Okay, perfect. All
Perfect.
right.
So I have this over here and I guess I have to write a condition, otherwise TypeScript will just cry all the time. So if account is not over here, so I just write no account. Perfect. Ah, by coding is so easy sometimes. Okay, so I have the public key with me. What else? I am hard coding the number for the amount to be
Perfect.
0.001.
You
Let's
gave
make
me
it
one
zero.
soul, so I should be able to pay you back with that.
I guess 0.1 is good enough in that case. I want more money back very quickly. Okay. So what are the next
I'll owe you a
steps?
bit of
Show
money.
me. Okay. I just need to provide a reference in that case. That's the only thing that's remaining. Correct?
Yeah,
So
correct.
key pair has to be imported, and key pair is
Mhm.
imported directly over here, and I have the reference.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? I have the amount, and why is amount editing out?
Um, I think the amount is a big number directly, so I think we can skip, the multiplying to string.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we can just put your amount directly, maybe as a name parameter. Should be fine already.
Perfect. So now all of these three things, label, message, and memo, they're optional, but let's actually add it because people will be using it for something interesting. Let's keep it the templated one. Why change it?
Mhm.
Right? I guess that's good enough for me to form a URL. Nothing else, right?
Yeah, yeah. Essentially, wow, your vibe coded already appended.
I just clicked tab. It already happened, everything over here. So yeah.
QR. Wait, we're creating the QR, we're appending. We might not just have the element to append it to. That's what I think is
Hmm.
missing. Maybe like a DOM
Yeah.
element.
Yeah, makes sense. So we just need to change these things over here. So first of all, I do not need the use effect because balance was being called automatically. So
Mhm.
over here, everything is fine. Use effect is not needed. Do I need to add a reference to it or I'll just append it over there? I will need to add a reference to it.
It is already in the parameters of your encode URL, right? So I think you're good here.
Oh, correct. Oh, perfect. Cool. So I need to write Solana Pay
Mhm.
and then it is asking me to pay a button. That's good enough. On click, it will just call the QR code one and it will just show this QR code. This is not returning something. This will just
Uh,
take a document element by
Wait,
ID QR code. I need
do
to
you
just create
have
that.
this div already or not?
No, You can see it's already asking me to create one. So I was just about to
Too
write this
good.
div, and it's already doing that. So I guess that's good enough. Nothing else it's needing to be added over here, right?
Yeah,
I
I would
have
say
the
like the only difference, I would advise people in a real application would be to maybe put this in a modal, or maybe like had a transition. This is gonna work. I'm pretty sure. At least I hope it works. It's a live demo. But like like normally, like the experience would be you'd show like a confirmation page with like presenting people with like a thank you note. This is like the goal of Solana Pay is to make a nice like in real life experience around payments.
makes sense. So basically, we can add a modal inside of this. We can show it over here, and once it is confirmed, do we get a confirmation hook or something like that that we'll know that this is confirmed?
There is a way, yes. I would say the flow gets a bit more complicated because at this point, you might want to register this maybe in your database, and you might start watching something with WebSockets.
Mm-hmm.
We go over in the documentation, we go over this full architecture,
Mm-hmm.
but yes, you'd be able to do that if you wanted to. But I think for
Okay.
now, if we just watch the balance, I think we'll see it increase. That should already be pretty good.
Perfect. So let me just fix out ESLint issues so that it is not complaining afterwards. And I guess it's all fine for now. Okay. So let me just start the server. Let's see what happens. I have two servers running. So I'll just log in once again. Because the session was existing, it already auto logged in. Oh, I cannot see it because I did not import this Solana Pay inside of our main
Mm.
app.tsx. Let me quickly do that. I just need to press tab, nothing else. And here I'll just import Solana Pay. As simple as that. So, okay. Okay, it is not Solana Pay, I guess. It is still get balance over here. Yes.
Balance. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So I'll just rename this Solana Pay. That's it. Nothing else should be editing out. Yes. Error free. I'm happy. I'll just restart. Click on login. The session was existing, and I'll try click on pay. Oh wow, we have the QR code.
All right. Let me try
Nice.
this on. Let me try this and see if I can send you a bit of money. So sorry, people. This is the part
Perfect.
where you won't see everything nice. Okay. It
Mm-hmm.
opens. Oh wait, there is an error with it. Interesting.
Okay. What's the error? Let's see.
Um, it is in my phone wallet, so I don't have access to. I do not have
Solana Pay.
access to the error log.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Uh,
makes sense.
Maybe this is not supported in testnet on phone wallets. That's what I'm guessing
Hmm.
is the issue.
Okay.
I can still send you like a really small amount of real money, and next time, buy me coffee, and we'll be good.
We are still in
Uh,
Dubai, both of us, so that will be an interesting thing to do.
yes, it's gonna be more expensive than that in Dubai. You'll be losing money, so I'll be making some. Wait, let me figure out how to get this back to regular mode, so see if it works. Um,
Maybe I can switch to Solana mainnet and
I don't think it matters where you create it.
oh,
Let's see.
okay.
Actually, I'm curious. I'll put myself on mainnet 2 here. It's just it's so deeply hidden in the
I guess the
wallets.
RPC is important for mainnet. Yes, there's an RPC issue. I can see that. So I
Hmm.
need to create a new RPC URL and paste it over there because the standard RPC is having some non 200 status code right now. So we have to switch to DevNet or testnet, particularly.
Can you try just popping up the QR code again? I've put my
Okay.
wallet back into mainnet. I want to see just if I can get it working this way.
On mainnet? Okay. And then you can maybe send me the transaction hash and I can just verify using that.
Yeah, so that's asking me for way more money than I have, 100 million sol. But if
What?
Interesting.
if people see,
Did we
I
write
do
100
see.
million over here?
I think it's
No
because we're
way.
multiplying by the lamp ports. This is
Oh shit, it should not be. Ah, makes sense.
just amount is gonna be fine.
That would have been the perfect amount to get on mainnet. Huh?
Actually, you know what? Just because I'm not that rich on my phone wallet, try maybe putting 0.01 sol. I'll send you like a
Yeah,
dollar
yeah.
just for the fun of it.
Okay, let's try. So basically, I have to divide by lamp ports per soul, right?
No, if you just put your amount in decimals in the you set line 22, you have your amount inside the big number
Mm-hmm.
constructor.
Okay.
That amount you don't have to multiply it. Like it's going to be like
Okay.
the library takes care of all of this right automatically.
Oh,
So
makes
one,
sense.
okay. Let me. All right. Now let's see if I can send you actually perform a transaction.
Let me hard refresh this to make sure everything is going fine because we
Thank
haven't
you.
implemented that. I am on Solana testnet, by the way, and I can just click on pay and let's see.
If you want to see your balance increase, I'm going to do this on mainnet. So you might.
I'll have to change my RPC somewhere, so I'll just go to the dashboard and change it. You can send me the
Perfect.
transaction hash in the meantime, so that works as well.
All right. So just so people see, I'm sending you Sol, which is around like $2 Canadian. There's like the memos. Then I'm just clicking send.
Oh, I'm getting rich.
Then it's already sent.
Oh wow,
Transaction speed is
that's the
pretty
speed of
quick.
Solana for sure.
And yeah, so that's what your in real life experience in a store would look like if you build like a point of sale system, if you build a bot, like you said, to fund like a live wallet. That's essentially what people would see.
Right. So I'll go to Solana Explorer directly to see my wallet address because I have to change my RPC
Mm.
in order to view this. So I don't want to go the longer way and getting a new RPC URL. So I'll just paste my wallet address and I should be able to see 0.1. So yay, finally I have that money. Perfect. So we have the transaction signature right over here and everything is good to go in that case.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for the money.
I'll have to create a company expense for that for my $1. Just kidding.
Perfect. Awesome. So we have the basic things ready, but like let's go towards slightly higher stuff, what you can do as well using this. So do you want to talk about that, Guy? Like what are the different hooks or like ways you can actually track whether you have received the money or not?
Yes. So what you would normally do as a setup is that you'd have, you'd keep your reference internally. For example, you'd have to implement this more in a more how can I say, not a Web2 architecture, that's not the right word I want, but if you're building like a commerce application, you'd want your own server where you'd create, like you track that reference on your own so that you could watch and see if it's actually settled. So if the transaction is settled. So you'd start to have this architecture where you're maybe polling, for example, on your server to see if the transaction is done. And when it is confirmed, you show like a success model, for example. You'd show like an animation that says thank you for your payment. So this, and you'd send this to your payments database to do your reconciliation. So that's a bit the more deeper flows that we see with
Hmm.
Solana Pay. We do go over. I think if you go scroll down, there's even like a graph. I forgot in which page. There's even like a graph showing a bit, what the full merchant experience would look like.
There
But
was
I still
something
want
in
people,
overview as well, I remember.
yeah, but I still want people to understand that you don't have to create that full flow to handle receiving payments. So getting started, like you saw, the 101 is maybe 15 lines of code. But in the case of full, you could recreate Stripe with this essentially. Like you could create like payments that you send like for in an email if you want people to settle your invoice, and you could like create yourself hooks around this. So Solana Pay is just the protocol to build deeper payment experiences. So that's why I thought it was kind of interesting to do with social login, right, with embedded wallets, because now you have a full Web2 flow happening for these apps.
Makes sense. And for the reference of everybody, we already have a application live, like over here. So we created this one. Let me just commit this as temp. And I'll show you what we earlier were trying to do before this example. The same basic example we were trying to do in our way of just having all sorts of stuff, writing a full code in which we were creating a model and everything. So I'll just run that so that people are aware about the experience you can actually have using this, right? So wallet address is still the same because the I guess Okay, this is because what you have over here in this context right now in this particular session, you will have the older one. So for me, I have to just delete this session so that I can get a different wallet address so that people are aware what exactly is happening. So, oh, maybe I should not have stopped the server. I should refresh and log out. That is the best way to do it. Yes, I have to refresh and log out to make sure I have get a different key. Okay. Oh no, I have to go the whole thing. Okay, so I'll use another account. My personal one should work fine. Okay, so this is going to be different account as well for any for that matter, but uh, right now I do not have any value in this one. I can just add amount of soul, maybe 10, generate a QR, and that's how the experience will look like. You can just have this over there in your application as a pop-up. That is what you were talking about, Guy, as well, right?
Yeah, really aiming to recreate, that quick experience that people are used to in payments, instead of having, for example, sending a Bitcoin and waiting for like 10 to 45 minutes to pay your coffee is not going to cut it. So that's a bit, the problem we're trying to solve with Solana Pay.
This feels a lot like the Indian UPI system because that is also where we just scan and pay a lot of different things. So it's very, very interesting. I love it.
Nice. Yeah, that's a bit. I think these also similar to WePay in China. I think these payment systems have proven to work.
Yep.
Our credit card duopoly in the US is not something that is fun to live as a consumer. So now there are a few better options, I hope.
Definitely.
Good question. How
Perfect.
many people are using MetaMask Pay today? How many devs or founders are integrating it?
Actually, I don't have the stats on it. I know there's a few. One
Because
of
I remember in Accelerate, we met some people that were, I think they were doing use case with the phone, with the Solana phone with Pay. It was really cool.
we had actually, I think, 15 or 20 participating stores in New York in Accelerate, who would actually use one of my good friends, Nick Frosty, who was a DevRel and launched his own payments company on top of Solana Pay, is doing a startup with it, trying to make, like, how can I say, not the Stripe, but like the maybe the Shopify of payments for crypto. So yeah, there's a lot of people actually using creating products with it.
That's awesome. Perfect. So I guess at this point we are coming to an end of the live streamed session in the way what we have coded, everything is already there. And if somebody wants to follow along on what we have done, they can just directly use this PR as well to have the best experience. Actually, if you want to check out the branch where we push the code live, that is also available called live stream. So you can directly change the branch and it's all, I'll just publish this branch as well so that you're aware what exactly we did. But this particular PR is the best way of using it. And like we'll have a very guide very soon about this as well. And we'll just publish so that you're aware about each and everything you can achieve with Solana Pay alongside social logins.
Nice, nice, exciting. Did we send already the link of the repo? Yes.
Yes, we did.
Awesome.
Nice. I mean, I'm really enjoying it. I think like we can definitely like iterate more to also like use Solana Pay with embedded wallet for some of those tracks, especially yeah, I think the first and the fifth, they're super interesting. Yeah, let me bring it up if people want to also like bring it up. I mean, it's no rocket science in the HackQuest link here, and you have a bunch of things. You have also we can actually show it here directly. But when you go in the HackQuest, you can actually see the page here. And what I really like that I think we showed also in the call was the idea bank. You can actually see like different use case, and they're basically like breaking down for tracks. Yeah, I don't know if you have any exciting use case more than others. Yeah, sure, Gui, you want to mention? We definitely don't want to be biased, but maybe you have some kind of like preference, right? Yeah.
Um, I love everything that is a consumer application. I'd love to see like a point of sale system is an example that I brought up. If imagine somebody, just wanted to get started accepting payments, and they're
Mhm.
maybe like just they don't know, they're not super literate about managing, but they want to still accept payments. Maybe that's a good one I like. I would really love to see what Yash mentioned. This like agent accepting $200, invest it. You don't want to you want to keep your money, but you don't want to give too much. So I like that one a lot.
Kind of like an agent helping you
Can
balancing your savings. Go for it, yes.
I was thinking like we can have like a very practical example of the consumer app as well. Maybe you can create an API which is basically for any like most of these coffee shop has a very basic like system in which that API can just integrate, and it will directly trigger the Solana Pay for you using that, and that can be used as like that their authentication at that point can be used as like the temporary account, and you can just directly pay to the temporary account and get the money as well. So that I can think
Mhm.
about as an interesting thing to be honest.
Yeah,
Cool.
an easy one to add on top of this is also maybe email invoicing. That's something
Oh yeah.
pretty quick and fun to do.
Yeah, email
Yeah,
enforcement is actually quite
like
interesting.
it can be a Stripe payment system as well, similar to that.
There is also a question actually on similar to this wave here, if there are some integration with Shopify on Git around Solana Pay. I don't know around integration. I know there is a bunch of things happening around embedded wallets, but maybe like you know more, or maybe this is something that is coming.
There was a product built on Solana Pay that they've also named Solana Pay to integrate directly into a Shopify store. So there's a bit of confusion. So if you Google Solana Pay, you might land on these docs. So please do, if you want to work with the QR like we showed, use the docs, the links that we provided in the hack quest and in the chat. Um, I know we're in the process of redoing the docs for Solana Pay so that we bring them back under the fold, that they're in the main docs. So this will get better, but just know like this example that we did today in that PR is the easiest way to get started integrating it. There's no need to overthink it. It's such an easy thing to add onto like an existing hack. For example, you have like a fun DeFi protocol and you want people to invest, like create like a one-tap experience so that they don't have to connect their wallet and exchange their keys, and it
Yes.
just directly goes into an account. So to me, that's like a fun, easy add-on to any project you're building,
Yes.
and that PR is a perfect example to do it quickly.
Yeah. Even if you're a founder, adding like a Solana Pay QR code, making your life easier for users, I think it's kind of like a no-brainer. Yeah, so basically, like that's it. We break down here some of kind of like prices wise. I think we will come up with also some guides, including the quick starts around Solana that Yash mentioned before. There are a bunch of like other information. I think also like whatever like you are looking right now at this live stream, or you will look at the recording. You can also like go and check out the resources specifically here. And the cool thing is that you have a bunch of like also like links to actually like test out. And I think both Yash and Gui did a bunch of tutorials. Yeah, I don't know if I'm missing something here. We are. I mean, I really enjoyed this live coding session. Was also like a bit longer, but the demo gods were kind of with us today. Yeah, apart
Yeah.
the Uniswap kind of thing. Uh, yeah,
Yeah, like
yeah.
definitely. I could not experience that. I guess it was because of my VPN. I was connected to a random VPN server, so that's why it was happening. But yeah, luckily it was with us. The only thing is I could not show the mainnet because of the RPC issue, but everything else was fine.
Nice, nice. Any specific like community portal slash kind of like Telegram groups that you want people to ask question if they have on both on the Solana and respective MetaMask side?
So
One thing that we use. Oh, go ahead. Yes, sorry.
no, 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 you can go ahead. I'm just typing over here the exact URL.
No, we have I forgot the name where before AI we used to ask questions. Stack Overflow. We
Oh,
have
Stack Overflow, yeah. There is
Solana
also
Stack Exchange. So we have one
oh,
specifically for Solana, and we're quite active on it. It's in like we graduated into like an official one Wait, I'll send the link.
Solana Exchange, I found it here. Very
Oh,
cool.
thank you.
I was like looking at a couple of like weeks ago at the Ethereum version because I saw LLMs are starting to actually like fetch those data, and it's actually very interesting. But I will check the Solana one. I think like this is a great mix around discourse plus kind of like Solana question, and people are thinking twice before asking like question around Solana Stack Exchange. Yeah,
And we monitor it. We have people from Solana Labs, Onza, Solana Foundation, like the
nice.
core devs are answering, and we're getting you like answers straight from the source.
Nice, nice. And I think Yash, you also sent over here. We'll share it
Yes,
here.
the Web3 Auth community, which is where we have like people who are answering regularly, including me. So, uh, and additionally, we have like a very helpful bot which can help you with the basic stuff instantly. So yeah, you'll get an answer for sure over here as well.
Sounds good. Awesome. So thank you so much, Yash, Gyu. I think like you will probably like we will see the guys in the meantime, and yeah, we will look forward to the judging. But before that, we have another 3.5 like weeks to build and support all the builders, designer, anybody's welcome to, and make sure also like it doesn't need to be always like fresh code. You can also extend functionality, add the embedded wallet, add the Solana Pay, exactly what we're talking here right now, and giving like flexibility to everyone to build and extend functionality how they want. Awesome. Thanks, thanks everyone. Thanks for your time, and thanks for everyone that actually came here to watch us for 1 hour and 16 minutes.
That's long.
Thanks for your
Yeah.
attention in this attention
Awesome.
economy.
Yes. Thank you so much, guys.
All
See you
right.
later. Bye bye.